Hello friends, today's topic is about neonatal hyperbilirubinemia and also called as a physiological hyperbilirubinemia. Why this is called as a physiological? Because it is a part of normal biochemical reaction. Further, what is breast milk jaundice and what is Lucey-Driscoll syndrome in relation to this jaundice that we will look in this video. So first of all about neonatal hyperbilirubinemia. So in all newborn infants, high bilirubin level is seen between 2nd to 5th day of the life. And this hyperbilirubinemia is due to accelerated rate of destruction of RBC, means red blood cell, and due to accelerated destruction of this red blood cell, that is leading to the high unconjugated bilirubin level. So it is also called a high unconjugated bilirubinemia. And also one more situation, that is along with this excessive destruction of RBC, immature hepatic system of conjugation of bilirubin, and that is due to the decreased activity of or low activity of UDP glucuronil transferase enzyme, which is responsible for the conjugation of bilirubin. So two things, hyperbilirubinemia, that is unconjugated hyperbilirubinemia, is due to the excessive destruction of RBC as well as low UDP glucuronil transferase enzyme. Now, in such cases, bilirubin peak level is around 5 to 10 milligram per deciliter, but not more than 15 milligram per deciliter, that you have to keep in mind. Further, it will disappear by the second week of the life. So, if bilirubin persists or increase or going to be increase in a trend, then during that time there is a need of the phototherapy. Now what is phototherapy, that we will look. Phototherapy is nothing but 400 to 500 nanometer, that is giving blue light, and in this blue light exposure, this bilirubin, which is water insoluble, will be converted into the water soluble isomer, that is photobilirubin, and that is easy to excrete out in the urine. So this bilirubin is excreted out in the urine, so that is helping to decrease bilirubin level in the blood. So that simple phototherapy is working very properly in this physiological jaundice or neonatal hyperbilirubinemia. So there is a traditional practice to expose newborn in early morning sunlight, that is also based on this reason of providing of this 400 to 500 nanometer blue light. So simple, this traditional culture practice or cultural activities is also based on the scientific reason to provide or decrease this duration of the physiological jaundice. Now, if bilirubin is still increasing, other causes should be ruled out for the early intervention like exchange transfusion, and also try to prevent this seizure and kernicterus, because this high bilirubin level, there is a more chances of the seizure and kernicterus formation and other neurological consequences. So that should be prevented by this exchange transfusion apart from this phototherapy. So prolonged physiological jaundice are generally related with the some congenital or acquired condition, and that should be looked after properly. So if level is more than 15 and if it is going to be increasing still after the some particular intervention, that it should be looked after and rule out the some important causes. Now breast milk jaundice, that is quite different from this physiological jaundice. So here already we have discussed that conjugation is occurring inside the liver. So conjugation of bilirubin is sometimes affected by the some particular molecules like hormones and drugs. So these hormones, molecules and drug, that is affecting this conjugation process inside the liver. So in some breastfed infants, prolongation of physiological jaundice are due to the high level of estrogen derivative in the maternal serum. So in these some infants, this physiological jaundice duration is higher because of the high level of estrogen derivatives in the maternal blood. And what is the correlation of maternal blood? These high estrogen derivatives in the maternal blood, that will be excreted through the milk. So this breast milk, that is providing these high estrogen derivatives in the fetus. So this would inhibit this glucuronil transferase system in the fetus, and ultimately this glucuronil transferase system is affected, and that will lead to the high level of unconjugated bilirubin again. Now one more thing, that is certain fatty acid, sulfa and some other drugs may release this bilirubin, which is attached over the albumin, or bilirubin is transported by the albumin. So this molecule when present, so bilirubin will be separated from the albumin, and that may also cause the increased level of bilirubin. So all this, if defective glucuronil transferase or separation of bilirubin from the albumin, that all lead to the increased level of unconjugated bilirubin. So here breast milk jaundice, because it is related with the provision of estrogen derivatives through the breast milk. So name is given breast milk jaundice. So that you have to keep in mind. It is basically related with the estrogen derivative which is present in the breast milk. Now, one more condition related to this jaundice, that is a rare condition, but it is called Lucy-Driscoll syndrome. That can be asked sometime in a MCQ or Viva, a rare type of question, and this one is also a rare disease or rare disorder. So, transient familial neonatal hyperbilirubinemia, which is called a Lucy-Driscoll syndrome. So here again, that same as a physiological jaundice and breast milk jaundice, unconjugated bilirubin level is high. And here UGT1A1, that is UDP glucuronide transferase enzyme, which is produced with the help of this particular gene. So UGT1A1, that is inhibitor in a maternal serum. So particular this gene is inhibited by the some particular inhibitor is present in the maternal serum, or sometime this gene is defective. So UGT1A1, that is defective, and that is rare autosomal recessive type of condition, and that will lead to the high level of unconjugated bilirubin, and that is creating Lucy-Driscoll syndrome, just like this neonatal jaundice. So that you have to keep in mind. That's all about the neonatal jaundice, physiological jaundice or neonatal hyperbilirubinemia, as well as breast milk jaundice and Lucy-Driscoll syndrome.